Okay. Um, I hope everything is fine. I hope my microphone is actually working right now. So, in this video, I would like to give you some, I don't know, maybe some sort of my experience, um, my life experience and my life journey of being 25 and unemployed, single, living with your parents, with some of the debts, and a lot of things happened, right? So, and right now my left eye was quite sore because I use a contact lens. I don't know. I don't know what happened at that time. Was it because my contact lens was quite dirty and has several dirt on it, or my left eye was having quite high in terms of the items because I have minus. I have like 7 and 8, but I forgot which one is the higher one. But anyways, so um, I want to explain you about my current situation. I am actually 25 years old. This 2024. Um, I lived with my parents because uh, I went back from college and I haven't finished my college yet. But I would say, uh, so here's the thing: in Indonesia, when you are in your last year in your college, you have to write your paper, right? You have to go to the thesis defense. And for me, I finished my own paper uh, only in one semester because usually some of you, if you have any issues, I don't know, be it like motivational or something really external, you can really extend to your semester um, due to that issues as well. But for me, um, Alhamdulillah, for me, I could finish my paper. I could really finish my paper when it's only on my when it's on um my last semester. So we usually have like 8 semester. So Alhamdulillah, I finished my thesis. I finished my paper when I was on my 8th semester. But at that time, it was on this year's July. So on July this year, in the middle of July, actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's on 19th 19th July. I got my professor sign, which means my paper has been officially accepted, and I could go to the thesis defense. But as I went to private university, I have to show them before I went to the thesis defense. Um, I have to show them that all of the tuition fees, all of the fees that I have to pay to the university has been completed. But that came to the issue where I couldn't really pay for some of the tuition fees that I had. So I decided to so my family decided to send me back home, and they told me that okay, maybe you should postpone your your degree within a year, and then next year the plan was to come back in 2025 actually. um, Of course, I didn't feel comfortable at that time because I thought that that was just an endearment to make me trust them. Um, and right now, I'm just searching for a job to be able to come back to my university as well. And for my condition, I couldn't drive, be it motorcycle or a car, because I didn't have a car. And for motorcycle, even though I am trying my best to learn about it, I think I have an issue in terms of my balance. The way I balance a vehicle is quite bad. And then, even though I can ride a motorcycle, there was only like two motorcycles in my home. One is usually used by my little brother when he wanted to go to school, and then the other one was for my dad because he's still working right now, but then in 2025 he decided to retire. So I was a bit confused right now. So this video is going to be me ranting and then me talking to you about how I felt about my confusion and stuff like that. Because, as a university student, and when you experience the same thing as mine, you would probably wanted to do everything that you could do to just go back to your university and then get your degree and then go to the thesis defense as well, right? So I've been applying to several remote jobs because I thought that was the most possible way for me to earn money so that I could really come back to my university as well. So, oh yeah, mind you that my university and my home is actually in a different city. So I really need to think about the rent, the tuition fees, uh, my day to day my day to day or my living costs and stuff like that. And then I have to also think about um, the money that I have to provide for my daily transportation because I didn't have motorcycle right now. I didn't have, and I also didn't, and I also don't have the ability to drive a car or even to drive a motorcycle as well, right? So that was the pain point, and maybe I would do another video for what happens with me and why I couldn't drive, what kind of internal struggle that I went to, so that people maybe can really understand and reflect so much and can discuss and have a better suggestion for those of you who are also experiencing the same thing. But the key point of this video is actually um, I'm asking about what's going to happen for me in the future. What's going to happen with me in the future because um, I'm quite. Hmm, I doubt that everything is going to be fine because um, almost every day I'm thinking about the way to come back to my university. And my university didn't have any dorm, by the way, so that's the thing. We didn't have any program, or we didn't have any platform that the alumni could really fund you as an active university student. And then the thing about being an active student, if you have postponed uh, your semester, you basically have the chance to postpone uh, your semester within like a year, which contains like 2 semesters. But then if you didn't come back, or if you don't come back to your university, and then you don't try to activate your status in the university, you will get dropped out easily. So I'm quite scared about that, because in terms of financial situation, for the next year, my dad is about to retire again, as what I mentioned before. That's the first case. The second one is we have to pay for this house because we rented this house. We haven't had our own house, so we have to pay. Um, I don't know. We have to pay like 100 million rupees for the rent. Um, for 5 years, because the landlord of this house asked us to pay every 5 year. So we are quite confused about that. We haven't had any savings for paying the rent in the next year. So I was really confused about that, because there's a lot of things that I have to really think about it. And I'm also a first child of this family. I still have one brother, and he's still in vocational school. And I felt so much unempowered in terms of like being 25, and then I haven't got any job to at least um, to be able to fund my own needs and stuff like that. So I feel really, really bad about it. And I feel that I couldn't really. I feel that I've done anything for getting the job itself. I actually got a job like 2 months ago. The 2 months or like 4 months ago, but I, because it was only a freelance, so they only need me for like 2 months. So um, that was quite transformational, I think, because my aspiration, also my expectation, is gonna save some money, and then I could go back to university as well. And I don't know, I always feel like if you don't have any degree in today's condition, especially in my home country in Indonesia, you wouldn't be able to get the stable job. And then speaking of age, I have already been 25 years old, and then the next year I am going to be 26 years old, which was quite hard for us, for Indonesian, to find a job when you are on that age, due to several not due to several conditions, by the way, but most of the job vacancies in here is actually opening up um, from 18 to 25 years old. And you're expected that if you have been in your 20s, especially in your 25 years old, you have been in a situation where you are stable in terms of your job, your career, and stuff like that. But we never know what's going to happen in the future, just like mine, because After I graduated from my senior high school, I need to postpone it because I I aspired at that time to go to my uh, to to the university that I really wanted, but I didn't get a chance of it. So I really need to postpone because there would be a lot of cost. Well, at that time, by the way, I got accepted into a university. It only took me like 2 hours from my home, but when I discussed with my parents at that time, I was only like 18 years old, so I didn't get the grasp to this is actually my life and I should really choose myself. And by the way, at that time, my mom told me that if you really wanted to sit for the next year exam, so you have to re. I mean, like, I mean, like my family didn't have the money to do so, to move me from one university to another university as well. So I decided not to sit. I didn't decide to enroll to that university because I still wanted to pursue another. I still want to pursue my dream university. But then later on, we have to pay for the rent again every 5 years. So that was quite hard for me because I really needed to go to the college. I was trying my best also to apply for a job at that time, but it didn't feel match with me. Um, and knowing that pattern happened again when I am not right now in my 25 years old was quite hmm it was quite, I would say I didn't really expect my this year is gonna be this roller coaster. But as I seen some of the people out there in Twitter or in X sharing their experience about this year, I could relate to them, um, because this has been like a really huge year when we experience a lot of things, when we experience a lot of unexpected events, when we didn't expect it that a lot of trials and tribulations happened on this year. So I am right now in confusion um, in terms of my future. At least the way I wanted to afford my life. Um, Maybe I would leave some of the links below, my whys or my people, or maybe for Indonesian about my track tier link, so that you can really support me just to be able to at least pay my own food, or at least to buy a quota to just upload this video as well. So um, I hope that everything goes well. I hope that I still have my own future, um, because I still wanted to have my own way to come back to my university and graduate and get a degree with it, because I am the first child of this family, and this will be a great milestone within my family, because I am going to be the first one to get a degree. So I hope that um, in 2025, before March or before August, I could get away, or I could get a job to fund me to go back to my university, so that I can pay for for the prior tuition fees, um, and then the fees to activate my status as a college student. And then I could also pay for the recurring semester. So you have to pay for three types of tuition fees. The previous tuition fees that you, before you left, before you postpone your semester, um, the fee to activate your status as a college student, and then you have to pay for uh, the semester that you are in at that time. So I hope everything goes well. I could get a job. I could get a job that pay me decent, so I could fund all of the tuition fees that I mentioned before. My daily life, like renting a room, renting an apartment, and then for my daily costs, just like to be able to eat three times a day, and then for my daily transportation, and then for my laundry fees as well. So I think that's it. If you're having the same experience of you, or if you have walked out of this situation, maybe you can share your experience down below. I would be so much appreciated if you are having a conversation in the comment section. So I hope that's it. I hope everything goes well um, in 2025, and I hope you also receive a good time in the rest of this 2024. Bye.